All right, here we are again with the Valley's most in-depth geeky weather video. It's weather for weather geeks, weather nerds, weather enthusiasts, weather aficionados. Hi everyone, it's the 8th day of November, the day after Election Day, and today was a beautiful day, weather-wise cold this morning. Thick frost out there this morning, but it turned out to be a bright and beautiful day. It was a good time to point the camera to the southwest and catch the sunset this evening over Youngstown. Here's time-lapse from about 3:45 till about the sunset at about 5:15 this evening. Beautiful. There it goes. Too bad it's so early. It's not my favorite time of the year for these early sunsets, although I'm usually at work anyway, but on the weekends, it's dark out at 5:15. I'm already ready for bed at 8 o'clock. It's just the fact of life here in what we call solar winter from November through February, with the darkest 3 months of the year with those early sunsets to boot. All right, taking a look at the country as a whole this evening, we have rain falling down in parts of the southeast, a big storm off the coast of the Pacific Northwest, and here, I'll draw it for you. There's our Arctic cold front right there, and I mean Arctic. It is bitterly cold behind that boundary. Here's a look at the air temperatures across the Dakotas and Minnesota. Already some teens this evening near the U.S.-Canadian border. Then you hop up into Canada, and single digits abound here, including 9 in Regina, 4 in Grand Rapids, 9 in Winnipeg, 10 in the appropriately named Cold Lake. All right, Arctic air is very dry. And let me rewind this and play it for you again. Here's that cold Arctic air in that very bright gray color, swooping out of Canada, pivoting through the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley at the end of the week and into the first part of the weekend. And then the Arctic air will depart, and more seasonable weather, at least approaching seasonable, will head our way early on next week. Not exactly a heat wave, but we'll at least sniff our seasonal averages. All right, taking a look at the big picture for your Thursday. Notice the record low, 2003, 19 degrees. I will talk about 2003 a little more in just a second. Record high tomorrow, 1999, 72 degrees. Our forecast tomorrow is almost right at average. 51 the forecast, the average is 52. About 10 hours and 5 minutes of daylight coming up on your Thursday. We should see a fair amount of sunshine again tomorrow. Maybe not quite as pristine as today. Probably some high clouds around. Today was almost perfectly sunny most of the day. But then here comes our Arctic front. Now we're dry through the daylight hours tomorrow. It's tomorrow evening after sunset by about 6:30, 7:30. We could see a couple of showers around. There'll be rain showers, and it's not going to be much. I'm not worried about any sort of rapid freeze-up because it's not going to rain much. But it is going to turn sharply colder and may see some flurries left over. Low, if any, travel impacts Thursday night, it looks like. Probably not much more than flurries for most of the night. A better chance of some beefier-looking lake-enhanced, lake-effect snow showers on Friday during the daylight hours, where this dominant band tries to set up. Not sure yet. It may have a Lake Huron connection, and this could certainly drop the visibility wherever it wobbles and lead to some small accumulations of snow. Now that'll shut down by Friday evening. Week 2 of high school football playoff action should be cold, and I mean real cold, and uneventful other than the cold Friday evening. And Saturday looks like a cold but decent day with a veil of high clouds making for kind of a milky, wintry-looking sky on your Saturday. Now, here's a look at one of our computer models. We'll take a look at the broad picture here. Big snows are not expected. But certainly in the lake effect areas, we could be looking at some modest accumulations. Here's what I've done with the snow map. If anyone is traveling up towards Buffalo or Jamestown in southwestern New York along 90 and 86, could be a handful of inches up there. Closer to home, though, if anybody gets an inch or two out of this, it depends on where that dominant band sets up on Friday. I took my best shot, saying the highest chance of getting an inch or two out of that band might be in western and northern Trumbull, northern parts of Mercer. I kind of suspect this thing's going to wobble around in here for parts of the day on Friday. Most of Mahoning County, Columbiana County, Lawrence County, little if any impact from the snow coming up on Friday. Low travel impacts, even in areas that get an inch or two. Overall, I'd put the travel impacts at low. Now that being said, low is not zero. There will be some travel impacts, depending again on if there's a dominant lake effect band and where it goes. The visibility could drop in a hurry. Roads could be locally slick, and it could be kind of a real narrow corridor, and we're not going to know where that is yet until we get a little bit closer. But nonetheless, overall impacts expected to be fairly low. You're just going to be shivering. Let's take a look at some stats here. Our forecast for Friday is 29. If that verifies, now this may verify at midnight. Our high temperature for the 24-hour period from midnight Friday morning to midnight Saturday morning, that might occur just as the clock gets past midnight Friday morning. But we might try to climb back up to 29 later in the day. Anyway, if our highest temperature during the calendar day on Friday, the 10th, is 29, that would be the coldest high temperature this early in the season since 1991. It's been a long time since we've had this kind of intense Arctic cold this early in November, and I have a forecast Friday night of 17, and that would be the coldest overall temperature this early in the season since that record low I just showed you for tomorrow, set back in 2003. So yeah, it's been a while since we've been shivering this much this early in the season. All right, real quick word on the longer range. This is a look at the water temperature anomalies across the Pacific Ocean, and there's your La Nina emerging across the eastern Pacific. The water's banked up against South America. Starting to really see some interesting information in the longer range trends. La Nina is strengthening and may even strengthen more than we thought originally. That would have some implications. There are other things to look at that all point to... I'm getting a little worried about our December forecast. Now, it's only the 8th day of November, but starting to see signs that this map may not be right locally in December. I called for a continuation of the mild pattern we've been in for the fall season. Might have to adjust this if these trends continue. It's still very early in November, so there's plenty of time to look at stuff, but I'm a little nervous that we need to chop this warm... whoops, let me redraw that. We need to chop this warm anomaly out of our region for December. And there's a chance we might have to bring down these below average temperatures that I kept up in the upper Midwest. We might have to bring that closer, if not into our area, for December. Again, that's not my forecast right now. It's only the 8th of November, so I'll be certainly fine-tuning this over the next couple of weeks. But just sharing my thoughts. You'll only get these thoughts here on this video. It's for my weather geeks out there that longer range trends are colder. And that includes for the end of November as well. Could be kind of a cold and stormy Thanksgiving time here in a couple of weeks. So that's the way things are looking right now. Of course, more updates on this video as we get a little bit closer to Thanksgiving and beyond. In the meantime, thanks for watching the Wednesday night weather for Weather Geeks. I'll have an update on the forecast and all sorts of other great stuff tonight on 21 News at 11. Hope to see you then.